You Kiwis keep on surprising me because you always come up with the most innovative ways to make beer. And we want to brew on the road. Can you get us brewing and drinking our own beer on the road?
I'd love to see you brewing in your van on the road.
What are people saying? Because you've had some of these already go out to brewing competitions, home brewers and so forth. Give me some feedback here.
I think the main thing is that everyone likes the portability. You can take as much beer as you want. You can have 2 litres, 4 litres or 10 litres of beer to a party. And the main bit of feedback I get is, man, people say, what is that? Like, what is this? And they just think it's cool. Like the tech side of it and the toy side of it is well up there.
Well, you definitely have an arrangement of toys for us here. You're going to walk us through it?
2 litres, 4 litres, 5 litres. They've got some cooler sleeves on them if you want to take them to the beach, keep them colder for a bit longer. Or the double-walled, insulated growlers.
We're cowboys, we like big stuff. So this is your, what do you say, your 10 litre?
Yep.
What are these ones? What do you go for here?
So this is a clip-on tap, and this is the little regulator that regulates. So this is a small CO2 cylinder that you screw in. You can turn up the gas and then pour out the beer. Simple as that. Once you're finished, you can just unclip the tap and unclip the regulator, and you can put that in the fridge. Lie it down, stand it up, whatever you like. Go fill it up at your local fillery.
Do I assume then that I already have carbonated beer in here?
You could put carbonated beer straight into it, or you could put your unfermented beer straight from your fermenter into it. We clip this back on once it's full of beer. Turn it up to about 20 odd psi, 25 psi, leave it overnight, and it will carbonate. With a 10 litre, you probably want to hook up a SodaStream bottle to get a bit more gas in there.
Does that mean that I can have flat beer that I fermented in a bucket, put it in one of your kegerators and actually carbonate it right in here?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Just like a normal keg on a miniature scale.
I now want to serve my beer, but you've got another contraption here.
These are ball lock fittings the same as your corny kegs, so it's like having taps directly connected to your corny keg instead of going through your fridge. So there's a picnic tap if you want to serve out of that.
Nice, and so here's the neck connector.
The neck. And we want to get this in here, do we?
Yeah, picnic tap in the mouth. There you go. That's how the Cowboys are going to do this one.
Right,
so that's awesome. You've got a neck connector. We've got our SodaStream bottle. That's going to help us carbonate. But to be really honest with you, once your beer is carbonated, you don't need a big device like a SodaStream bottle. You can really just push the beer out with some of these tiny little, they call them, what's it, paintball canisters, right?
These are just little 16-gram CO2 canisters. You might use them to pump up bike tyres, or you might use them in some airsoft guns, and they just screw in, and they'll push about 4 or 5 litres each one.
Now you've got a corny keg for us here too, because you make it possible for cowboys like us to be able to make our own beer and pressure ferment. Am I right in saying that? We can do that with a corny keg?
Yeah.
Yeah? How?
So if you're pressure fermenting, you need a closed vessel. You are going to get sediment in the bottom. So for instance in the corny keg, which lots of people do this, they'll cut off the bottom of the dip tube, ferment in there, and then they'll rack it off to another vessel.
So I can ferment my corny. You've got, what is this thing you've got here on the side?
It's called a spunding valve, a pressure gauge. That tells you what pressure the beer's fermenting at, so you can keep an eye on it. Normally you'd ferment it maybe about 15 psi when you're fermenting under pressure, and 15 to 20 maybe. And that's going to reduce esters, and it means that you can actually ferment at a little higher temperature rather than keeping it in a fridge.
This is a really neat, basic little corny connector, two lines. This is allowing me then to transfer to my iKegger, right?
Yeah, so if you want to transfer, you'll obviously take off your liquid connection and then go liquid to liquid.
Yeah, liquid to liquid.
This is after you finish fermenting. You would take off your regulator here, take off your spunding valve there, put this regulator here.
So you just sort of reverse the thing. You push in CO2, you push beer out into your iKegger.
Yeah.
You obviously have to.
You can release pressure by pulling a release valve here, Or if you wanted to, you could use your spunning valve and put it back here and use it as a pressure release valve.
And I know our friends at BlackRock has given us some good advice for pressure fermenting. I think Steve said start it off, don't put pressure in, let all the bad stuff escape first, and then once you get to the second half of your fermenting, you know, then you can tune this a little so you have more pressure there. How much BlackRock do I put in a corny keg to be able to ferment?
Well, a corny keg's 19 litres, and your normal brew is about, BlackRock would say it's about 23 litres. You could get away with a bit less than that. So, you know, 1 tin and a bit of dextrose, or maybe 1.5 tins. You could put 2 tins in there if you wanted to sort of bump up the alcohol. But yeah, you could even do 1 tin if you wanted to and have a low alcohol.
Yeah, make some Mexican beer. Yeah. So the good thing is you can play with it and you can figure out what's your beer going to be like and what you and your friends are liking. Yeah. So here's a big question. You're going to gear us out with this. We're going to go on the road. We're going to be brewing our own beer with BlackRock and with iKeggers. But people out there are going to look at this video and say, those crazy bastards, where do they get it? Yeah. So how can people get your stuff?
You can get it from our website, ikegger.co.nz. Or you can go to a few brew shops in Auckland. We've got Brewers Coop selling it, barbecues and more.
Trade Me?
Yeah, you can get on Trade Me if you want, that's right.
Yeah, that's what we figured out. If you want something in New Zealand, you go on Trade Me. I mean, we've got ourselves some BlackRock, we've got a corny. What are we missing?
What are we missing?
We're missing beer and buds.
Oh, beer? Well, you've just been in the Coromandel, mate, so you've left the buds there.
Yeah, we left the buds there. We need to go get some beer, guy. You ready for that, cowboy? All right. All good. Let's go get beer. What's in this can? You have to level with me. You made this?
Yeah, I made this. This is the BlackRock Pale Ale and wheat. Kind of makes a NEPA, loads of hops, whack them in there, and yeah, ferment it away and transfer it into the keg, and you're all good.
Wait, hang on a second. You made a NEPA?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I mean, yeah, it's hard and it's tricky, but it works. The guys at BlackRock have pulled out 2 of their tins. There's a recipe on it online. Comes out all right.
All right, my friend, you're going to do the pour here. I want to see if you can make the grade.
Okay, sweet.
Look how easy it is. Tiny keg, big beer. That's it. That's the Cowboys beer. Cheers, man. Thanks for having us. Am I saying it right, mate?
Mate.
Yeah?
G'day, mate.
G'day, mate. Cheers, mate.
A bit Australian, that one, but just say sweet ass.
All right, sweet ass. Here we go. Sweet ass, you should be here.
Oh, it's nice and cold.
That's not a bad NEPA at all.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Thanks.
Yeah.
Fresh hot flavour.
Fresh hot flavour. And we get it here in New Zealand. That's why we're here.
Make Van beer. Honestly, Van beer.
That's a nice brand.
It's a good brand.
We do Van beer with iKegger and BlackRock ingredients. And it's going to be summer all the way.
Black Van beer.
Black Van beer with the Two Cowboys.